Off the bench with RASI Sports.
Hello and welcome to episode 12 of the Off the Bench podcast. I'm the host, Ronald Brown, also here with my co-host, Coach Ron Brown, Keen, and also sitting in here today, Shane. Today we have a grassroots legend, director of the Florida Rebels, and current head coach of Oak Ridge High School, Coach Steve Reece. How you doing today?
Hey, how you doing?
Right.
Doing,
What's
how you
going
doing?
on, Steve?
Okay.
All right.
Definitely happy to have you here today. Just gonna start it off here on origin and purpose. So the first question: before the Florida Rebels became a national brand, how did basketball first shape your life and purpose?
Playing basketball all my life, man, I just enjoyed it. I played for the love of it. Wanted to compete. It gave me all the core values really that helped me throughout my life. The game of basketball has taken me places that I wouldn't even think I would even see. So, I've been blessed.
You got you. What gap in the grassroots basketball would made you say I need to build something different?
You know what? I never did. I came down here after grad school, was running the Boys and Girls Clubs, and then also volunteering at the YMCA. You know what I mean? So like I was a volunteer and I was doing so many hours with the Y that I became the YMCA director over sports. And then man, Ron had the dynamite. I mean, I just love basketball, love the youth being around. And man, we used to play it used to be the Osceola versus South Orlando like games. That was our peace jam. You know what I mean? Like
Right. It sure was.
you know what I mean? Like I just kind of like fell in it. I never thought I'd ever be in this position, to be honest with you. I was just happy playing the downtown Y, the Osceola Y, and DPY. And it just kept growing and growing. And then not to bore you, but one day I walked out to Disney. I think Clarence, that used to ref, was coaching, and I went to go see Jai. He only had Jai, his son, like the younger boys, Bryce, and I would joke with my wife, like, man, if I ever get in this, man, I'll take this thing over, going to watch them. And the games was like so competitive at like third grade, second grade. And here I am today.
Oh yeah. We definitely had some battles back then.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of fun. So so that transition when you say that you went to the Disney scene, the competitiveness, like tell us a little bit about how the YMCA shaped you into like really getting in deep, because I know a little bit back of your backstory, so I just want to kind of like get a little bit more information from there, because you went through a lot, especially
Yeah,
to get where you're at. So let's
yeah,
talk a little bit about that.
with the Y, the Y is known for non-competitive. You know what I mean? So like being in the position I was at the Y, like it wasn't like peaches and cream. I had to fight to try to mold our YMCA into being semi-competitive and really teaching our kids. Ron will tell you, man, that's back what we used to call travel, but not like the kids will run with the ball. We call travel, take the ball out, but we don't change possessions. Then in the second half, we'll change possessions to teach them how to play. And, Ron had his kids. My son was like 2 years old playing with the 5-year-olds. So it was really like all of us was volunteering. Like it was just pure, you know what I mean? Like volunteering.
Right.
Um, and it started becoming competitive as they got older, and we started making like just our YMCA area, Tangelo, the Pine Hills Club, Dr. Phillips, us. It started being a little more competitive. And then I was running the adult basketball league out of the Y, and it was almost like a semi-pro-am, you know what I mean, with all the top kids, Jay Will, all them, so that the younger kids could see, you know what I'm saying, could see the legends at that time, like Jay Will, Deshaun Stevenson, Matt, like we had some guys, Stephon Moody, like it was battles in there. And, like I know we just never envisioned that we'll be here today, watching our kids, Ron, you watching your brothers on that platform. You know what I mean? Like, and we was we was like YMCA competitive. That was our AAU nationals.
It was. It really was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I definitely remember that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
I was
Ronald.
about to say something.
Okay, why was it important for you to build a culture, not just a winning team?
Well, to be truthful, anything I do, I'm doing it to win. Whether it's winning in life, teaching our kids, the core values. I kind of took, to be honest, me coming up, having to go the JUCO route because of grades and stuff like that made me be like this. That was like my ministry testimony. Like, I can't let these kids make the mistake I made coming up, like not taking school serious and stuff like that. So that's really where, I got into it real heavy. And Boys and Girls Club, like, I'm gonna keep it real. They didn't care about sports. Like, so when I was over the Boys and Girls Club, like, I wanted to be competitive. I wanted to play all the Boys and Girls Clubs. And it was basically me, Mac Reed, that was over Osceola, and Britt Henderson in Seminole, and then Miss Betty at Universal. But the heads didn't really care for that. They really was big on arts and crafts. So like I said, when I got a chance to run my own program, I said I was going to implement the values that the Boys and Girls Club have, and then put like my competitiveness, and then put that into like building a program that's sustainable.
So what does the Florida Rebels represent to you today compared to when it started?
The backlash, to be honest, I never even wanted to be a director. I was cool with being a coach, to be honest, helping out. And I got a master's degree. And Marcus McGee, like, people don't know, like, I'm gonna drop some gem. Marcus McGee gave me an opportunity. Like, I didn't just like these new dudes just want to jump out here and go straight to the top and have a program. Like, Marcus McGee gave me an opportunity to just be a floater. And I was training. I was doing training and coaching and really get in where I fit in. And then I grew. Like, all of our kids kind of grew. So I started with the group when Antonio and them guys were 8th graders. And then when they got to 9th grade, they played up. Tony Atkins was the coach. I was just a floater. So then when he left mid-season, because I was just around and the kids like me, I took over that 16U team. I ain't even have an assistant coach. I always joke about this, like, I ain't even have a polo with my name on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just said E1T1 Elite. I still had that polo because I never wanted to forget where I come from. You know what I mean? Like, no matter how big or how small, like Ron know, like, I started at the bottom. People don't understand. I started at the bottom.
Sorry to cut you off for a minute, but let's back up just a minute because you mentioned each one teach one. A lot of people don't understand where the Rebels actually came from. Explain that as you're saying what you're saying.
Yeah, so like each one teach one was my first opportunity to really show what I can do. Like, people used to frown upon, like, man, that run and jump ain't gonna work. Like, that's where I grew up. We played in college, we ran and jumped. So like, I'm like taking the toughness that we got up north with the athletes we got here and molding it. And, like, each one teach one was my first start. So I wound up being a coach. And then after a few years, so we skipped that. Before that, I was like, man, my son was playing. We went from the YMCA, right? Ron had Team Dynamite. Ron was an AAU program before dudes even had AAU programs. Ron had 100 kids, you know what I'm saying, out of the YMCA. No lie. I'm not
no
kidding.
lie.
He had multiple kids in age groups out of the YMCA and was doing everything for them kids. And they come in with the Black Team Dynamite shirts, the pots and pans at the Y. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had the pots and pans at the Y. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had the pots and pans. But so we all started at like the YMCA entry level. And then I was like, man, it's so non-competitive that when my son get to like 4, I'm gonna have to move him out of there. So we graduated to FVBA. We played FVBA. So FVBA, I wasn't even coaching. I was just dad, just cool. FVBA, they had a good team, but then we'll go to the Jewish Community Center and Royal had Team Chaos.
Chaos, yeah.
And Team Chaos was the real kids each one like that was that Team Chaos was the joint. So
It was.
We'll play Jalen and Donovan was on that team. That's all they had. Like it was just a team that we didn't put it together. So they'd make it all the way to the championship, and Royal beat us by 40. You know what I'm saying? Like with his chest out. Because he was an AAU team. So I was like, you know what, man? All our kids around the same age. I was working with each one teach one. I'm like, me, and can't forget Coach Booby. And we was we gon' like let's start a younger. I'm about to put a team together because Royal is beating our heads in. So I just happened to pull up on Chucky Atkins at the Coy Rec Center and found out he had a son that age. So I called him, Ron, that's when we start just like a little local team. Like we wasn't thinking nothing big, like little local. So we start grinding out of the hunger, every day, grinding. So you had AJ was a little older, so they had the older boys, but it wasn't just me. I had like Ron, I had Chucky Atkins, Michael, like we were in the lab with these boys like 3 times a week. You know what I mean? Like not knowing what was gonna happen, not knowing nothing. We were just trying to get the kids better. You know what I mean? So and so with each one teach one, the opportunity came where Marcus left, and that's when Amari and them made me the director of each one teach one. Which was a blessing. You know, then I took it, and I never looked back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understand.
Proud of you, brother. Proud of you. Oh, yeah.
All right. So I'm going to get here to the building an elite national program. What standards must be met to maintain an elite status year after year in a program like the Florida Rebels?
I'm gonna be honest, having good families, having good kids. And really getting the kids at an early age to mold them. Like it was easy for me because we had started at an early age. You know what I mean? Like we had started like Isaiah and them guys, we was third graders. You know what I mean? Like, so it was a lot easier because we was building that group up. So, I mean, the biggest thing is just having the right kids, the right foundation, and the right parents that believe in the vision. That's simple. And having the right coaches. Having the right coaches with you.
Got you. Well, how do you balance winning now with a long-term player development?
The way I did it was we started young, super young, and everything come from the ground up. You know, like a lot of teams had good teams, but not good programs because like they just borrowing teams at like 11th grade. This dude played just for the year, so it was never no foundation. Our program was built on family. Like it was built like that, even with each one teach one, like it was built on family. Like if you notice our kids, even the kids that been with us, even the ones that had left and went play with other programs, it's still a brotherhood within all those guys. Even the guys that's gone still come back and get back to the younger guys. So, and that's the biggest thing.
All right.
So what truly separates a Florida Rebels player from other AU players across the country?
The name Rebel, like guys get out the mud. Like we coach them hard. We've been blessed to have the right platform for the guys to perform in. I think us as a group, like all my coaches, we had done a good job marketing our kids and then putting them in the smoke early. Like they battle tested. Even if you look now, even the guys that came through our program, like they playing well in college. Like they ain't just sitting over there, like they playing well. And I think that's a testament to all of us, everybody that's been a part of the program.
No, I'm glad you said that because, like, you know, we all of us are actually from somewhere else other than Florida, right? So, you know, no, nothing against any kind of Florida teams or what have you, but we brought a little something different, I thought. And what that was that grit, you know what I mean? Because everybody always looked, especially in the basketball, 'cause Florida and most of the southern states were mostly about football. So, you know, I thought what we brought, and you just let me know, Reese, if I'm wrong or right about this, but we brought that, like you said, out of the mud. We brought that grind, like that toughness into these kids that a lot of the coaches wasn't bringing into them. You know what I mean? Because the stereotype, I'm gonna say stereotype, was that Southern basketball players wasn't tough. You know what I mean? Wasn't and you know what I mean? And I kind of think, and not saying it was just us because a lot of, there's a lot of programs that's out there, but I remember with us, that was something we actually talked about, like, especially when we went to the Midwest, and them boys done ran the gym out on us, you know what I mean? We was like, look, we need to, come at them a little tougher, you know what I mean? And we changed,
Yeah.
and that's how your program is ran a little bit from my standpoint anyway. So what do you think on that,
I mean, that's always been a stereotype. We said that when we was younger. Like when we used to play the Gauchos, like
Yeah,
all that the only way they can beat us is punkers. You know what I mean? Like
right, exactly.
we match that toughness. Like nobody can beat us. And I think, we brought that grit, and it wasn't just all about me. I'm the face of it, but it was so many important pieces that came to all these kids' development. I mean, we had dudes that played in the league with Chuck, Michael Stewart, with Bo. Ron was in there. I was in there. Like everybody played a major part and touched all our kids. You know what I mean? Like Billy Owens played football for the Cowboys. Like our kids been around successful black men. You know what I mean? It ain't just like street dudes. Like we all successful black men. They got good jobs and really care about the kids.
Right, exactly.
All right, got
Exactly.
you. We're gonna turn over to player development philosophy. What fundamentals do young players must have to get to the next level?
Well, one, nowadays you gotta have mental toughness. That our kids in college, like you're not gonna go far if you're not mentally tough and can't handle it. That's far more important than a jump shot, ball handling, and pass. Because I think the development, the basic fundamental skills, go a long way. And the biggest thing is guys learning how to play with other good guys. You know what I mean? Like a lot of kids talented but can't play with other good guys. So it's like a dead end.
Right.
Got you.
Okay.
So,
All right.
so what
Hey,
was the
Coach.
process of that? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shane. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry,
was
brother.
going
Go
to
ahead.
ask you real quick too, like along with that, I used to coach high school ball and I saw some patterns. But what's one thing you see in a successful player does that's setting himself up for success long term? On the flip side, what's one thing that you see players do, whether it's on the court or off the court, that you think, okay, well, they're not really setting themselves up for long term success playing basketball?
Well, I think the love for the game. Like some people are self driven, and some people are doing it because their parents making them go to the gym. Uh, I mean I'm just being
That was Ron.
What's the truth?
I think
Ronald.
No. I'm talking about
All
you,
right.
Ron.
yeah, I think falling in love with the work, like falling in love with the work is the biggest thing. Skill development. I think you gotta want to love to do it and be around, the old saying, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Like you gotta be around other guys that's trying to do it too. Like you can't be the only one that has the love for the game and you're around guys that don't really love the game. Like you're not gonna make it. Like, but that's the one thing I prided myself on. Like all of our kids grew up with other kids that was trying to go to the same destination. So like all of them somehow ended up in the same destination. You know what I mean? So I think that's the biggest thing.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, it's funny you say that because I can remember when we was at the Boys and Girls Club, and I think Jalen, because Jalen is a year younger than Isaiah, and I think you came up to me, it's like, listen, one day them boys gonna play together, and I mean, we had we had some great times.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
had some great times. Them boys grew up together. I mean, and a lot of people don't understand that's life friendships, bro. Like
Yep.
that's a bond that nobody's going to be able to get in between these days, no matter if they're playing with different college teams now or not.
And another big thing too is they always had older guys to look up to. Like it was
Right,
always older guys around. I think that's the missing piece nowadays is that, when we grew up, all of us had somebody we wanted to be like.
right.
Like Kobe had Mike down to a science, down to chewing bubble gum in the walk. Like nowadays, nobody is studying who they really want to be like. And that's why the game is missing. The game is like the love and passion for the game is not there.
That's true.
That's
That is true.
something I didn't think about. That's true. Right. So next question I got is when evaluating talent, what traits matter more than pure skill?
Toughness.
Toughness.
And how they play competition, like how they play some smoke. You just don't show up and think like you gotta already have played some competition and be battle tested.
Let me ask you though. So having said that, I mean, is there anything that say a kid, he got the skills, but he don't have the toughness? Is that something you think you could bring out in that kid?
I do, but not at 11th grade.
True, good point.
I think you got to get to them early. You know,
Mm.
what I mean, you got to get to them early. I think 11th grade is just too late.
That's a fact.
All right, so how do you help the young players in the EYBL when it's full of scouts and media?
Well, repeat that question.
How do you help the players handle pressure when the EYBL stage is full of scouts and media?
I think we done a great job of our kids seeing it early, like 8th grade. I don't even think by the time they're in 11th grade that they even pay attention to that because most of them already is being looked at and stuff like that. I think, like I said on the last question, I think getting into it early and not getting into it late helps it because they have less pressure because they've been in that environment. The best thing happened to our boys was the May hoop circuit. They did it early.
Yes.
So
they
like
did.
our kids was able to be like in a so-called EYBL setting at like 7th grade. So they was able to by the time they were on the clock, they didn't already had 2 to 3 years of that type of environment.
Gotcha.
Right. That's tough.
All right, so I'm going to get into recruiting reality and college preparation. What advice do you give players and parents navigating the recruiting process today?
I'm gonna use what I tell my son. Like, it's cool with the assistant coach, but the assistant coach ain't making no. When you go to the games, watch to see if the guy that's recruiting you have a voice on the bench during the game. If he ain't said nothing during the game, then you're being recruited by the wrong guy. Because no matter how much he likes you, the head coach is subbing you in. And to be honest, the head coach is only listening to maybe one and a half people over there on that bench.
Wow, man. That dude, you just hit some nerves on that one because it is the truth. I mean, you could be recruited by many people, but of course, if that person who doesn't have that head coach's ear, yeah, you're right. They're not really paying attention to you. They just keeping, you're just a warm body for practice, really. So
Yeah.
that statement is that is factual for real.
Like enjoy the visits.
Yeah, enjoy that. Eat that
That
steak dinner.
ain't one thing they can't lie and put the dog and pony show in a real game.
That's so true.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest. That's the most valuable advice I can give somebody during the recruitment process.
Okay.
So here it is. I'm a parent. I got my kid, he's being recruited by about 5 different coaches, schools and stuff, Now, okay, I'm gonna just use me for instance, right? I'm strong-minded and I know, what I really want for my kids, and my kids know what they want to do. But someone like me, would you let me make that decision, or would you kind of like, hey Ron, let me pull you to the side and give me the real on what you think? Like, are you able to do that with a lot of the parents, and do they respect you in that aspect to listen?
Yeah, well, my parents listen to me because they know I done been in this situation for 15 years.
Right.
So they trust that I will give them the right advice. I'm never gonna tell a parent where to go, but I will tell a parent like I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and Ron knows this. Like the hardest decision that I've been doing it 16 years. Hardest decision was going through it with my son. Like I done been at the table with a lot of guys, but it's nothing like going through it with your son and him making the decision. You know what I mean? So like that was like different. You know what I'm saying? Like different.
Right.
And I always tell everybody, go to a school that you can envision yourself living in. You know what I mean? In that city. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can't see yourself living in that city, don't go there. And not no one and done. Like, can you be in this program 2 years and enjoy living in the city?
That's real stuff. Especially if things don't go your way. Now you're stuck in the city you don't like and the team you don't want to play for.
Right.
That's real. That is real.
Well, since we're on the topic with families and parents being involved, what is the biggest mistake families make when chasing scholarships?
The biggest mistake is going to a school just because of who the school is. Like, I want to go to Duke, knowing that that situation ain't the best situation, but you so caught up in the name.
In the name, yeah.
Or more than the fit. That's like the biggest mistake that people make. I always say everybody look like some people choose schools just for the Instagram, like for the graphic. After the honeymoon phase, you gotta eventually go to the school. You know what I mean? So like don't pick the school because of the name, but pick it because of the fit. Because like as a parent, I want to put my kid with somebody that I trust, have their well being as a student, as a person, and as
Right.
a, you know what I'm saying?
Human
Like,
being.
yeah, like everybody's not like that. You know what I mean? So I want to be able to go to sleep at night knowing that my son is good and they got his well being. You know what I mean?
Facts. That's very important for on many levels for their mental state, because they can make or break a kid that way. So that's important. That is definitely important.
How do you prepare players for the reality that not everyone's gonna go to a Power 4 or 5 or the NBA? NBA further down the road.
I think that's a two-part question. Power 4 or 5 is tough, especially being on a team where we had teams and everybody. Ron, y'all been on a part of teams where you might have 5 guys going high major. You know what I mean?
Major.
Like, and to be honest, your kid is just as good as those dudes going high major, but the fit ain't the right fit. I think it's tough, but the best we can do is show by example. You know what I mean? Like I'll give an example. I'm trying to put like where it ain't touching home, but I'll put like you have a kid that I say like you have a kid that's went to a big time school, like been to Kansas, and he went to Kansas because it was Kansas. He could have chose another school for the right fit, but he chose it because it was Kansas.
It was
He get
Kansas.
to Kansas and don't play. He get to Kansas and don't play. I'm gonna
Crazy.
use.
I know who you're
I'm gonna
talking
use.
about.
I'm gonna use AJ.
Right.
So, and AJ goes to Ohio University, and he's freshman of the year. And then they play Kansas, and he got to see AJ play 34 minutes
Yeah.
and he never leaves the court. And then he's sitting over there and he never even unzipped his shirt. Like that's the reality of what like kids face, and it's happening every day. It's
Yeah.
like it's happening every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's why you have to lean on somebody that knows this stuff and have relationships with these coaches.
Yeah, and I think like these days with the transfer portal ability, I feel like it's a better fit if you go to one of those low major schools and you perform like AJ did. You can climb up the ladder more easily these days, and it's probably not as gratifying to start at a high major, lose your footing, sit on the bench like you said, and then now you're looking for somewhere else to go because you want playing time, but you don't have any college tape because you haven't been playing.
Right, right. And don't like AJ could have went high major, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Oh
Like
yeah.
AJ was one of our best kids on a super loaded team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, and before he got hurt, and Ron probably would never say this, and this is true. Before he got hurt, I was getting NBA call from AJ being at Ohio University. Like before he got hurt. You know what I mean? Like so it ain't it's where you can go with a right fit to showcase what you do best. And a lot of parents struggle with that.
That's true. I mean, I can't tell you how many phone calls. I'm gonna put this business out there. I hope you don't get mad, but I can't tell you how many people called me and tried to ask me why Ohio, why, and I said why not? Because if he would have went to some of those other schools that were recruiting him, some of the other names, because I'm glad I'm gonna even say this because then we can touch up on it a little bit. But the rankings and stuff on these kids. It's like because he wasn't ranked in the top 50, because he did make the 100 towards the end,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like because he wasn't ranked that top kid, you know what I mean? Like some of those other schools that were recruiting him were saying that he would come in to play after them, and I'm like, he worked too hard to be playing behind somebody like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, why not Ohio? Ohio actually had I think they just had a good season prior year before he
Yeah.
got there.
They had that draft pick. The draft
Yeah,
pick. Yeah.
exactly. So I'm like, why not? Because now you can get out there and get some burn, right? But again, life happens, things happen. But
Yeah.
like you said, yeah, I will say that. Yeah, he had some calls. Definitely had some calls that I even knew about. And so parents gotta understand, like you gotta go where he's gonna get playtime and it fit. And it has to make sense, and the name, yeah, like, I mean, now I got both of them at the Florida Gators, but trust me, it's a madness why all my kids are at the Florida Gators. It's not just because of the Florida Gators, you know what I'm saying? It's a
Yeah.
madness too. And people just gotta understand it has to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, you're in the wrong spot. You really are. So I'm glad you said that. You know what I mean? Because it's important. It definitely is important. You know what I mean?
So what does the EYBL provide that other circuits simply can't relate?
Platform.
Well, replicate, sorry.
Platform. Nike for years was the battleground for like going the matchups every night, 2 times a day. They done a great job of creating a platform that's had a lot of success. A lot of top kids come through. You got some other programs that not too many. But you have some other programs, other platforms that's solid. But like the Nike is head over heels the toughest platform.
Yeah, that
Every day,
EYBL is serious.
yeah, every day, every night. Now you got good teams, in every platform. Good teams, but like you gonna play some smoke night in, night out.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So let me ask you. So with Nike being involved, like, what were some of the stipulations they had? Like, I mean, dude, and because you hear all the speculation, everybody talks. You getting the shoe company deals and all this. You got to play this kid. You got. Did you ever experience it? I mean, I don't want to throw you out there, get you in
I'll
trouble or anything
tell you,
like that, but
no,
I mean,
not.
because everybody says that. You know what I mean?
It ain't happened to me. You know what I mean? Like that ain't happened. But I'm a rebel. You know what I mean? So, but it hasn't happened to me.
Right.
They help us get a kid, but like that haven't happened. I mean, and the Nike platform has like any other platform has a good and bad. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you're required to win. It ain't no like, oh, well, we're gonna take this team like slow. Like they putting pressure on me. Every director, we got the pressure to win. Like it ain't no if and buts about it. You have to perform or you're not gonna be there.
Wow. So it is that serious to where I
Yeah,
mean,
it's serious.
because it's funny. So I'm gonna air it out a little bit, and because some people call you Mr. Suge Knight. Yeah, and I say that because I think people don't understand that your program is actually performing at the highest. And yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to play for a team that's in front of hundreds of scouts on a daily almost? You know what I mean? And I think people in other programs are intimidated by that to where, some people behind your back and maybe in your face, I don't know, but calling you Mr. Suge Knight because you're
Yeah.
getting all the great players in the neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Well,
But
I embrace that, to be honest. It's because, to be honest, like anything, and not tooting no horn, it's some more good programs. But if you're at the top, like you got to know dudes coming for you. You know what I mean?
right.
And to be honest with you, I'm like the ultra competitive dude. So like that drives me every day. You know what I mean? I probably would have been retired if nobody was coming for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
Like that drives me every single day. And I think, and I will say this, I haven't said it out loud, but like the competitiveness from me and dudes coming at me, I think we all made each other better. I think one family's been better because they going hard. They don't want to get left behind. Anthony Rick's going hard. He don't want. I'm going hard. I want to stay where I'm at, and I think it raises the level of all of us because, to be honest, we all cool with each other.
Yeah, we are.
We just like at the park. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to lose, and I think us being that competitive has helped the state of Florida. You know, you got Night Riders, you got Ricks, you got One Family, you got all those program breakdown. Like all of us do an amazing job. Like if we actually wrote down the economic value of the scholarships that we done together per year, like we'd be a Fortune 500 company.
Facts. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. Years ago, and everybody think I was crazy when I said this, because of you guys and how strong you guys are going in the state of Florida right now. Like, because like Texas, I ran into a dude in Texas. I can't remember his name, but he was like, "Listen, we got so many teams in Texas that the only teams you guys actually see are the ones where we all came together and just put out on the road." Have that ever came across your mind to like link up with these dudes to take piece of your group, piece of their group, piece of whatever group, and just go smash some other state? I mean, because back in the day when we was coming up,
Yeah, no,
that's how it was, right?
We did it. We did it from an aspect of everybody that was in the gym. Like the year with Isaiah, when we had Michael, Jalen, Tyler Johnson. Remember we combined Powerhouse, the Rebels.
Yes, I remember that.
And we went to Vegas. Remember that? We won it in Vegas. The year where I had Trey Mann and I combined our Nike team Florida. We gonna do it for Florida, and Vernon Carey, Scotty Barnes, all of us combined and went. Yeah, Trey Mann.
Names. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, so we went out there and it was a movie. But like I think that we all have really good guys in the program that we can never really go out there and just put one team together because we all have multiple guys and that we fight for. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like we fight for it. So, I don't know about like just putting it out there like that. You know what I mean? Like, but I know for a fact we're so competitive that it's a lot of families winning just based off of how competitive we are. So like it's like an offer. Like if Ron get an offer, oh shoot, let me get on the phone. Like, hey man, hey bro, you need to offer my kid too. Like,
right.
And that's how it is. You know what I mean? We competitive, but if people really knew that how much we all talk on the phone, they'd be surprised.
I believe that.
But we'll talk on the phone all the way until March 1st. March 1st, then it's go time. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah.
Nah, that's what's up, man. So we didn't touch on this because you also the high school coach for Oak Ridge. So how does that transpire with your travel teams and then the high school? Tell us a little about how does that coexist for you? You know what I mean? How you handle that?
Well, I mean, I got the idea of that from Team Takeover. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like Team Takeover was nobody in the state was ever my measuring stick. Like Team Takeover, I like the way they kept all their soldiers together, all their coaches together. They moved as one. Their kids, they would dominate as a young age group, and they dominated in high school, and that was like the formula. Keith Stevens did an amazing job, and he was like a full service program. So, they had Paul the Sixth. I used to call it Takeover High. You know what I mean? Like Paul the Sixth. So I'm like, man, in order to keep this thing going, like I was already teaching over there. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I want to have my guys where I'm on top of their academics. I'm like on top of everything, and keeping them to play a high level high school basketball schedule so that AAU is like full service. Like that's how I was. I told people when I got the job, like, yo, I'm getting every kid in college. I think I still got the clip from Buddy Collins. I'm gonna make this a national program. And 2 years ago, they gave us a signature shoe, and I was like, "Wow, we didn't like Oak Ridge with a signature shoe. That's you know what I mean?
Huge.
That's huge."
Oh yeah.
All right, so getting back to the shoe circuit thing, do shoe circuits elevate the game or widen the gap between the haves and have-nots?
I think I would say yes. I would say yes, but there is some good independent program, man. Like, but I don't think it's fair. Like, I don't think it's close because it's not fair. You know what I'm saying? Like it's good kids in every gym. It's are you gonna ever see those kids? You know what I'm saying? Like it's so much attention on shoes. I don't even think it's shoe circus no more. For a minute it was shoe circus, but it's different circus because now you got like the knockoff shoe circus too, like where it's 45 teams that say they Puma. You know what I'm saying? Like it's 45 teams that say they Puma, but it's really only 2 real Puma teams. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Trey Man and one family.
Right.
But it's you know what I mean, not throwing no shade to no other program, but I just think this got watered down. You know what I mean? Like it's watered down. So I don't think that college coaches are actually putting eyes on all those. I think it's more narrow than parents and people think.
That is true.
Okay.
So how has NIL changed the mindset of young players before they even made it to college?
Completely changed. It's a whole different ball. The work is limited now. Everybody is working, not playing for the love of it, but playing for the money, trying to get to the money that ain't even really out there. Like it's really no money in high school. Like unless you AJ DeBaza, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Honest with you, like is you got agents, approaching the kids early, with contracts, and the contracts really only benefit the agent. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not bringing no money to the kids. But when the kids sign an NIL deal, they get 20%, you know what I mean, 10%. But they ain't really add no value to the kid. You know what I mean? Like they're not bringing deals. You know what I'm saying? They just sit back. Like right now, everybody's phone about to blow up in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And like, because it's NIL time, and I can pick up the phone. Make a couple calls, and I got a kid make $2 million. I'm getting 20% of that. That's the easiest 400 that I ever made in my life. You know what I mean?
So, Coach, do you advise your players to kind of stay away from agents in the time being, or are there good agents out there that you recommend and say, hey, I'm okay, I feel comfortable with you working with this guy, but stay away from those, out of the blue offers of guys that are just trying to make a quick buck off of you.
I get involved with it, but I don't get involved with it because some people gotta just see it for themselves. And I'm gonna say this: if I'm gonna make a mistake, I'm gonna make it as a freshman and sophomore in high school because there's no money. Like I ain't making no money, so I'll be able to see in 2 years is he actually gonna bring me some money. And if not, I can fire him before I get on the clock. You know what I'm saying? Like as a senior, I'm about to sign with a school and somebody slide in my DM, and then I signed with them, and then I'm getting offered 500,000, the same money that I could have got on my own. Now, an agent getting 20% of that.
Yeah.
You know, and before I even realized that he really don't bring no value, he already up. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
And I'm gonna say this, and I hope this air because I'm never gonna sign with nobody that can't pick up the phone and talk to the head coach. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm gonna give you 5,000 and I ain't playing, I want to make sure my agent can pick up the phone and ask the coach, hey man, that ain't what you told us. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what you told us. Why is he not playing? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like an NBA agent, they can call the GM and the GM gonna give them constructive feedback. Hey, he ain't playing right now. We got a guy in front of him. So I would want to know if I'm a sign with a school, what's your relationship with the agent that I'm giving 20 or 10 or 5% to?
Right. Now, how many calls do you get, Coach? Because you got high major players over there. Like,
I mean,
are
I
there
get a
really
lot of
people?
calls. It's dudes that I represent. You know what I mean? Like I've been doing it all my life. I just wasn't getting nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right. I
I've been
feel your
doing it all my
pain.
life. You know what I mean? And the first time something go wrong, I'm the first call.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, coach tripping. Can you talk to the such and such? Because granted, these head coaches is not talking to the parents. Like
No, they're not.
unless you got another kid in your house that they want to recruit, that's the best advice I can tell you. Like, if you got an AAU program associated with you, they got to come back and recruit more kids out the program. So they gonna give us the right feedback. But a parent that don't have no other kid in the house and they trying to do it on their own, like them coaches gonna say whatever because they don't have nobody else. They're not recruiting nobody else in your house.
Facts.
Never looked at it that way.
Facts.
Definitely facts.
That's facts.
This question I got is like, how do you help players understand the difference between short-term NIL money and long-term development?
I think now everything is short term. Things happening so fast. It used to be the long term, like look at the long game, but now coaches getting fired every year. You know what I mean? Like the long game now is 2 years. It's like the Kentucky. It didn't change. Like you remember when Kentucky, like if you don't go one and done, you do 2 years. It's like 4 years at another school. You know what I mean? Like being a sophomore at Kentucky. This is how the landscape in the game has changed. Like everything is short term. Like it's like Shane said. Like, do I go to a low major, kill, and then the next year go to a high major? Or do I go high major, sit on the bench, and end up at a low major? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you go low major, you got to really believe in yourself and bet on yourself because if it don't work there, now you're looking at D2.
You don't want to keep going backwards.
Yeah, you keep going backwards. So,
Yeah. I don't know. I'm stuck in the old days, bro. I understand how it's going, man. But it just to me, like I like that, and I keep saying like my other cast, I keep saying that adversity. I love my kids to go through it and I always tell them yeah, the game has changed, but the product is still the same, right? Did I say that right? You know what I mean? So like because of the short game is 2 years and the coaches are leaving like that, I still believe that like if you still believe in yourself, that long game will work because actually when you get to that next level, because you are going to get to that next level if you still believe in yourself. You know what I mean? Because it's not the end. I don't believe that is the end, but you can have a longer career if you actually just believe in yourself and work towards that. But if you chase that money, you know what I mean, the NIL, that's all you're gonna get, and then it goes just as fast as you get it. You know what I
And
mean?
you got guys like, let's say Kentucky, they spent 22 million on the roster.
Right?
You got guys making 2 million don't even get in the game. Bro, you making 2 million.
Right.
Like if I just don't. The game is changing because now, like, and I always say this, but everybody want old guys, and the reason they want old guys because they don't want to do the work to develop the younger guys. I mean, like these old guys is
Exactly.
not killing in college basketball. Like they not. They just in the way. They name 5 old guys is killing right now. I can name the young ones though. I can name Boozer. When Mike Hill was healthy, I can name Mike. Hey, like. Name older guys that's actually out there killing. NBA
Ah,
draft first round last year, it was all young guys got drafted. Oh, they got older guys because they don't want to do no work. Like they don't want to do no work. And the only guys and the teams that's playing the younger guys are in the top 15 in the country. But it's guys that is coaches that has stability that ain't on the hot seat.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just is the landscape is changing and it's changing daily. But you know, it's now and we're in a state where they playing a dude just like, hey, he's older. It ain't like they ain't even tell you that he's better. Like he's just older. Like you're a
Right.
freshman, you got time. Like he's older. So my thing was, yeah, he's older, but he ain't got more experience than the freshman that's been in the
Facts.
smoke. Like if I go into Texas and you the 4th oldest team in college basketball, but none of them guys played anybody on the team. The only dude that then played the guys is the freshman that then came off this circuit that been playing these dudes all their life. You know what I mean? Like older, is he older in experience or he just older? You know what I mean? Like these dudes don't have no experience. They shell shocked because only time they play them type of teams was on paydays. Like when Florida played Northeastern or Florida play Winthrop. You know what I mean? And they getting 200,000 to come here and get beat by 30. You know what I mean? Like that's the only time they actually played anybody in there. And that's why the hype behind college basketball the hype has went down, to be honest, because half of the fans don't even know the guys. You know what I mean? Like I can't buy no jersey. That's why everybody got a number 1 jersey in the bookstore because they don't know. Like you know, when Ben Simmons was coming in, when it was coming in, the guys followed them all the way through. You know what I'm saying? All the way through. So the energy was there. Like, man, we got a McDonald All-American coming in. We got Anthony Davis coming in. Like now we got guys that them guys, they so old, nobody even know them. I've been in the EYBL 15 years. I never seen some of these guys.
Facts.
And we played everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We played everywhere.
Nah. I mean that's why I'm sticking with the like a lot of people ask, man. Again, I have to pick on AJ. They're like, get him out of there. You know, I'm like, why? You know what I mean? You know, only there's reasons why we left at the end, but like the 3 years that he stayed there was no reason for him to leave. You know what I mean?
Hey, this thing don't change. Like guys is comfortable, always perform. Not like
Right.
you can play for each one, teach one, Florida Rebels. I use Lee and them. Lee and them had Nasir Little. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back before they wasn't on no circuit back when they started. And
Mhm.
Nasir, and I always say this, and Nasir was loyal. Him and Rondo was loyal.
Yes, they
Like
were.
they could have played with any shoe circuit team. They were super loyal. And Nasir was the one that got drafted because he was comfortable. Like he wasn't bouncing around. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like back then, people played for the front of the shirt. Like guys for each one teach one Florida Rebel. We ain't like them dudes. We ain't even know them. It was just so competitive. You know what I mean? We ain't even. I didn't even know Lee and them was a good dudes until like after the fact. Like they unbelievable dudes. They unbelievable guys.
Yes.
You know, me and Ricks, I got the utmost respect for Ricks Cause when I was at the Y, he was with Triple Threat. We used to play at the Kissimmee Church.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Rich got it from the mud too. But guys that stayed with the same program, no matter which program it is, benefited. So it's just like that in college. If you can stay with the same, your worst years is your first year. If I didn't went through sitting on the bench, playing spot minutes, being in a box, I'm gonna go leave and go back to that same situation. Oh, I didn't pay my dues. So in my year 2, like I'm ready to rock and roll. You know what I mean? Like I know the coach, I know the system. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stay this summer, show the coach I'm working on my game and benefit. Year 3 gonna be better than year 2. Now, if the coach get fired, that's totally different.
That's different.
You know what I mean? But like, how do you keep bouncing around? I'll be joking, like kids bounce around to all these high schools. Like when you have kids, you can't even go to an alumni party. You know what I mean? Like even an alumni nowhere. You know what I mean? In college, man, how do you meet the boosters and like if I'm bouncing around every year, like I go to college to join, that's like a fraternity.
It is.
You know what I mean? Like that's a brotherhood. I meet the boosters gonna love me. I get on the plane. Hey, I went here. I bleed this.
Yep. Orange and blue.
I bleed this. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like these kids, this is the most important aspect of it. And you're not graduating because your credits ain't transferred.
Oh my gosh, that is the truth.
Your credit's not transferred.
Yeah, that's how you know that NIL is real. Yeah. I ain't mad at it though, but yeah, I'm an old school dude. My kids are staying until they get their degree, brother. So you better find a way, you know, and they are. So I'm proud of them. Yeah.
All right, Coach. So when success brings criticism and jealousy, how do you protect the players and the families from the outside noise?
Man, to be honest, my kids, they born into that. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is. The thing that you got to look at, you know, Ron know this. I used to always say, man, hey man, open your eyes, close your ears.
Yeah.
Like everything sound good, but your eyes never lie to you. Like if you know, like for years, I rented a house because this back when Florida high school was like strict. I rented a house because I was going where they producing high school basketball players. Like if my son was in drama, we going where they producing drama. Like we not going to a school just to go to a school. You know what I'm saying? Like and success, like you gonna come. LeBron go through that. You know what I mean? Like that you know, like you just gotta that just come with the territory. I love it. To be honest, I swear I love it. Hey, I was gonna leave. My Oak Ridge team is just okay this year because I was really planning to leave. But because everybody said I was leaving, I stayed.
Right.
You know what I mean? I stayed. You know what I mean? And we solid, but we ain't like the years like that. You know, I ain't gonna get it, ain't star-studded. But like you gotta embrace that. Like if you can't embrace that, man, you can't make it. It ain't just basketball. It's like the real world. You're gonna have a boss that's putting that pressure on you too.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. I mean, and that's the thing that I be trying to teach the kids that I talk to is that like you have to know how to embrace it and put everything in its right perspective. Because when you get to where you go outside of basketball, bro, like there's things that you got to follow. So you're going to have to know how to deal with that. You know what I mean? So why not learn it now so you don't have to, worry about it later. So, nah, that's true.
And the biggest dude to put the most pressure on me is me.
Yeah.
Like it's me. I put the most pressure on myself to be the best version. You know what I'm saying? So I love it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And I think my parents feed off of it. Like if I ain't cracking, they ain't cracking. Like we're gonna keep rocking. You'll keep picking up offers, and I'm a fight to the end to get you in school. That's a promise.
Oh yeah,
Ron's son. Ron, I ain't had AJ. I didn't even get Isaiah. Me and Ron still talk like all the time. Like I'm gonna help any kid I can help.
Nah. Hey, listen. You always pick up my call, so I appreciate it. That's what's up. Go ahead.
All right. So, all right. How do you define success now compared to when you first started the Florida Rebels?
Success was developing when they were younger, helping. Now, like I get a kick. This is what I do it for, to be honest, to sit back and cut on my ESPN app and see our kids on TV every night, multiple times. Like that's the biggest success, like bigger than a championship, bigger than anything. Like the wins and losses is cool. The wins is great. Championships is great. But me sitting back, I think that's like the biggest flex. Like having them all, every time I cut on a station, a Florida Rebel kid is playing. You know what I mean? Like the biggest flex right now is like on my 2025 team, every kid starting or playing 15 to 20 minutes as a freshman. Like that's like other than one. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the biggest flex to me. You know what I mean? And it's a testament, like the first thing somebody could say is like, "Oh, you ain't developed them." Well, they really can't say that because we didn't had the kids since they were little kids. You know what I mean? Like that's the biggest flex.
Yeah, nah, that's true. That's true. I don't. So I'm gonna just toot your horn a little bit because I don't think these dudes know exactly who came through the Rebels. I mean,
Everybody.
just name
Everybody.
drop a little bit.
Everybody. Bryce had 41 the other night.
Yes, he did. Oh my gosh, this about went off.
Bryce, Trey Mann, Ben Simmons, D'Angelo Russell. Like, hey, like the college is crazy. Like, Taylor played with us. Like, I mean, everybody. Like, and they performed well. Like, they battle tested. And I can say, like, our program, even when they were younger, we pushed our kids to the max. And I think that's why they perform like the way they do. I think we pushed them. Like when I was working at the Y, Jim Ferber said something like, "Can you take a piece of coal and turn it into a diamond?" Everybody was sitting there like, "Nah," including me. And he was like, "Yes, by applying pressure and heat, you could turn a piece of coal into a diamond." And ever since I heard that, like that, every time I go in the gym, like I'm putting pressure, and I'm gonna give you my all. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, man.
All right, Coach. What legacy do you hope the Florida Rebels leave behind for players, family, and grassroots basketball as a whole?
Man, I think we leaving it. That every kid that trusted us, every family that trusted us, we went above and beyond to fulfill their short term dreams of. As a parent, my dream is to have a zero balance for college, and for our kids to play on the biggest stage that they can possibly play in and be the best version of themselves. So, like the legacy that I think, I will go on record and say, man, we changed the game of Florida basketball. You know, man,
that's facts.
Like we changed the game.
Hey, I believe it.
Yeah, like we changed the game.
Yeah, I mean, we came in at the right time.
The mixtapes, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh man,
we changed the game.
Yeah. Well, I just got one question at the end. I watched LSU. Tough loss last night, but listen, out of all those years, you have to let me know you are a proud dad right now, right?
Super proud. I'm super proud. Like, I'm more proud that I finally don't have to coach my son. I could just be a dad. You know how some people be like, I wish I was a coach. I'm on the flip side. Like, I wish I was dad. Like, I wish I could. I joked about it. I wish I could put on a shirt, put on a hat, and just talk junk about the coach. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Understand? You know what I mean? Like that's like a dream. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, sitting in there, man, just watching him and watching him grow and not getting in the way. You know what I mean? Like, let him go through whatever he go through, and to see him out there performing well, I'm super proud for sure.
I take my hat off to you, Coach, because you did a good job with him. You know what I mean? He out there, he's making that name Reece stand up. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. Hey, it takes an army, a village, I should say. You know what I mean? Yep. And that's what we are, brother. A lot of people don't understand that. Like you said, all the names that you called with all the different organizations out there, we all came together. There was one point in time we all were with them. You know what I mean? And we definitely made some noise in the Central Florida area. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. In the
definitely.
state. In the
state. Yeah, the whole state. Yeah, for sure. Definitely put Florida on the map.
That's why everything I said, if you notice, it was we.
Yeah.
It take more than just, it was more than me. Like, I'm just the face, but man, I got some guys that grind every day. You know what I mean? So, and I'm thankful for them guys. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't even be here.
That's right. Nah, that's what's up, man. Giving homage back. For sure. And the blessings definitely come back to you. You know what I'm saying?
I hope.
It will, brother. Just keep doing what
you're doing. I'm just joking.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It definitely is coming. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where you can kick your feet up, enjoy life, and just to chill. Yep. You know? Oh, yeah. So let me ask you this is probably one of the last questions here. Like, how long because you've been in it for 15, close to 15, between 15 to 20 years doing this stuff. Like, how much more you got in you?
Man, until people stop talking and until the Lord say, man, it's time. Like,
I
I'm gonna
feel you.
keep going. Like, I love the game. I don't even know. Like, I didn't got so caught up in it that I don't know what to do without it. You know what I mean? Like to be
Facts.
honest with you, like I love the game. I can't
Facts.
no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like I don't know what else to do to impact the kids and the families. Like I used to say, I want to be a college coach. I turned down multiple college jobs because every time I go to a facility, the assistant coaches ain't coaching. And I don't think I could sit there on the bench and see things going wrong and not say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Facts.
Yeah, so
Right.
yep.
Definitely proud of you, coach. And like I said,
Appreciate y'all having me.
You gave a lot of brothers and a lot of young youth, a lot of opportunities that, they probably wouldn't even seen. I mean, like I said, I've been with your organization for a minute before, after leaving mine, I went to with you and stuff. And I mean, some of the places some of these kids would have never have been to if it wasn't for the Florida Rebels. You know what I'm saying? Like going to Vegas. How many kids were just flying to Vegas? You know what I'm saying? No kids probably ever been out of Orlando, nevertheless going to Vegas to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? So, again, I give kudos to you for what you've been doing for all the years, and I wish you many blessings with it. You know what I'm saying? For the
I
next
appreciate
few years in the future. You know what I mean? So keep doing what you do, coach, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, definitely enjoyed having you on here, Coach Reece, and also I just wanted to say to all the viewers, remember to stay off the bench and have a great day today.
All
All
right, thank
right,
you.
all
I really
right.
enjoyed
It's
it.
nice to meet you, Coach.
That's
All
all.
right,
Yes, yes. Many blessings, many blessings. Stay on, many blessings.
Yeah. Belief got legs or it don't move. Let's talk about it. I've been praying, still grinding. Knees bent, but I'm climbing. Knees bent. Hope ain't magic, it's motion. Faith breathes best when it's showing. Can't just wish on tomorrow. If you don't plan through the sorrow. Every seed need pressure. Every vision need effort. I don't talk it, I live it. If I see it, I build it. Grace gave me direction. Work put it in position. Faith without work, that's dead. Yeah, it's something you say. But belief gotta move. Put your hands to the proof. Put your hands to the faith without work, that's dead. Dead if it don't walk, it don't stay. I don't wait on the sign. I step out every time. Pressed all in comfort. Dreams die trying to be subtle. Suffers knocking like get up. Purpose knocking like get up. But fear still hitting the snooze button. I don't hustle for applause. I move steady with cause. Every step a testimony. Every brick got a story. I don't ask if it's easy. I don't ask if it's easy. I ask if it's true. If the calling is heavy, then the carrying too. We without work, that's dead. Something, but belief gotta move. Put your hands to the pool. Put your hands to the faith without work, that's dead. Know that if it don't walk, it don't stay. I don't wait on a sign. I step out every time. I don't separate spirit from sweat. Prayer started it, discipline kept. I don't beg for the door to open. I knock, then I build the steps.